Good morning, teachers. I hope everyone is doing well and having a wonderful start to your Wednesday. I want to first kind of explain my attire and where I am. I am working at a Gen Cyber camp this week here on the campus of Bellarmine University, and this is my official Gen Cyber t-shirt. And so that's why I'm not broadcasting from my usual location at my dining room table. Want to just go over the agenda and give some overview of what we're going to be working on for the next 2 weeks. So if you look at the learning targets first, we're going to transition from writing and thinking about and reading about and learning about 21st century literacies as it relates to developing the skills necessary to locate, analyze and evaluate, synthesize and communicate information off of the internet. And we're going to focus on new technologies or new literacies as it relates to online writing and using online writing technologies to teach and to develop student skills as it relates to writing. And so our learning targets this week are all about the use of technology to teach writing, specifically using online cloud-based technologies, and even more specifically using them in a collaborative manner because all of these things align with the literature on the topic of new literacies as it relates to the use of technology to teach reading and writing. So that's what we're going to focus on. That's what our next assignment is going to be on, and that's what our learning targets are for this lesson. So looking at our agenda, after we look at our learning targets, I provide an overview. And the overview is sort of a summary. It would be, think of it as in lieu of me providing you a lecture, like if we were in class, a lecture with PowerPoints and Nearpod or Pear Deck, some sort of interactive some sort of interactive presentation. Think of the overview as the lecture that I would have given if we were in class, and this is a summary of the research on this topic. The next item, number 2 on our agenda, is your reading for this week. And so for this week it actually covers the next 2 weeks. And again, you remember from our first agenda, the way that I've organized it in these 2-week chunks is based on feedback that I've gotten from students in the past, where we were doing an assignment every week, that it was too much, it was overwhelming, and that assignments were being stacked on top of each other, and it was not effective way. So for the next 2 weeks, you have 5 articles that you're going to read about this topic of the use of technologies to teach writing. And you'll find those under reading on the reading section. And then what I've provided for you is an extensive list from a variety of resources, primarily the Reading Teacher and JAWL, that are focused on using specific technologies. And these articles span probably the last 10 to 15 years, and they focus on technologies like Google Documents, technologies like blogs, technologies like wikis, as well as using iPads and social media to teach writing. Now, why are all of these articles focused on that? Well, because these are technologies. If we think about TPACK and what we're looking for, what TPACK, that framework, is focused on is specific technologies support specific pedagogies. And so these are technologies that have been identified as supporting teaching writing. And that's why the literature has focused on these over the course of the last 10 or 15 years. That doesn't mean you can't use another technology to teach writing. Okay, a lot of the articles are about collaborative writing online. And again, there's a reason for that. So the articles that I have that I'm requiring you to read, the 5 articles, those are sort of foundational articles just about teaching writing using technology in general. The additional optional readings, both sections of those, are on specific ways that teachers have used technology to teach writing in their classroom, and they should span primary grades K through 12, primary to secondary. Okay, so this covers the full gamut of teaching writing from kindergarten through the 12th grade. So you're not required to read any of those, but they would help you have some context to how you might use this in your classroom. Okay. Next item is number 3, and that's group work. And so I want you to get together with your group sometime over the course of the next 2 weeks and to meet. And what I want you to do in your group is talk about first, how are you using technology currently to teach writing in your class? And then from there, what I would like for you to do is to discuss your readings and talk about what rationale was presented, what rationale was provided in the readings for using various technologies to teach writing. How's that connected to the instruction of literacy overall, teaching reading? In addition to that, in addition to that, I would like for you to talk about what specific benefits there are to using technology to teach writing to support the development of writing skills. Next, I would like for you to talk about some of the technologies that specifically support online and collaborative writing. Those could be ones that were discussed in the writings or ones that you are using that you've learned about from other literature that you've read. And then finally, what are some of the barriers associated with using technology to teach writing? I would like for you to create a Padlet, your technologists in your group to create a Padlet. I would like for you to address your group's discussion as it relates to those prompts and any other discussions that you have about this on your Padlet, and then I provide a link for you to submit that, and that'll be due by 11:59 on Wednesday, July 7th. The next item is your second writing assignment, your second kind of large assignment, which is online writing technologies. And I provide, just like with the last assignment, a very detailed description of what I would like for you to do on this assignment, and that can be found at the top of Moodle. There's a link for online writing technologies assignment there. And I don't want to go over all of that because, again, it's very lengthy. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to pick a technology that you would use with your students to teach writing. So let's say that you decide that you're going to use Google Documents. And what the first aspect of the assignment is that you're going to create a Google document and you're going to create a model or an example to use with your students to demonstrate what you're looking for in this, what the goal of, what the end product of is for this assignment. And you're going to, using the Google Sites that you created for our first assignment, you're going to create a new page. And on that new page, you're going to put a link to that technology. Okay? And again, there are very specific instructions on how to do all of this on the assignment, right? Next, what you're going to do, okay, is just like with the first assignment, below on that same page that you just created on your Google site, below where you put the link to the technology example, you're going to, just like with the first assignments, explain the lesson that you would teach with this writing technology, okay? And there are 7 items that you have to address the same as you did with the first. Next, you're going to create a second page on your Google Sites for this assignment. And on that second page, just like with the first assignment, you're going to have the written component of this assignment, and you're going to address how your lesson meets the ILA standards, how your lesson meets the ISTE standards, how your lesson connects to or is supported by the research that you've read, and how it's connected to the Common Core standards. And at the bottom of that assignment description, I have a rubric that you can see for what we're looking for on this assignment, okay? And this is due July 7th, the same as the first assignment. And you don't need to submit this assignment because I have a link to your Google site, and that's how I'll access it. Next on our agenda is just a summary of the assignment. So complete the readings, meet with your group, create a Padlet discussing your readings, and then the online writing technology assignment. Those are the 3 assignments that are due that you're going to work on over the next couple of weeks. Okay. As always, I'm available. If you have any questions, you can text me, you can email me, you can call me if you have any questions. One thing I forgot to mention, I provide examples of lessons from the past for this assignment. Those are also available at the top of Moodle. Also, I provide videos for how to create Google Documents or blogs or wikis if you're not familiar with those. If you want to use another technology, please just contact me, clear it with me first. Okay, I would encourage you, one of the objectives of this course is for you to develop your digital literacies, you to develop your new literacies by learning new technologies. So as opposed to falling back on maybe a technology that you've used in the past, I encourage you to learn about and work with a new technology, learn about a new technology, even if at the end you decide, hey, I don't want to use blogs with my, third graders. And there's an article about using blogs with second graders with primary series. Even if you decide that you don't want to do that at the end of the assignment, you've at least learned a new technology, along the way. Okay. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope your summer's off to a great start. And I will be talking to you in the near future. Take care.